Well, the stories were heart-wrenching. Lawmakers listened for hours today, in fact, as Hoosiers testified about failings of the state's child abuse and neglect hotline. Ask, how did the legislators react to this?
You know, some seemed visibly saddened, shaken. Certainly, some were very concerned. It's the DCS Summer Study Committee, where legislators study issues that will shape future legislation. Today, legislators wanted to hear whether the state's child abuse and neglect hotline is working. Now, most who testified said that it's not. And Hoosiers' heartbreak filled the State House Hall. A warning now, some of the testimony was disturbing.
Fix your system.
That was the cry from almost all who testified in the echo of the Indiana House.
A case of child abuse last week drawing some major questions about what can be done to prevent it in our own backyards. Turns out, in the upcoming legislative session, lawmakers plan to overhaul the Department of Child Services.
We've heard a lot of complaints leading up to this meeting. Some folks who call the hotline say their calls take too long to be answered. Others say the operators are unprofessional, and still others say their calls were just completely ignored.
Give you. I'm looking at Protocol 8, Section 8. It's like a practice guidance. If you look at the top of that line, or the last sentence of that first paragraph, what does that say about the guidance for when to assess and when not to assess?
When in doubt, assign for assessment.
In this case, do you know if DCS protected Gavin from abuse and neglect?
Same objection.
Not based on this report. Based on this report, DCS didn't get involved with the family.
Okay. Was in danger, correct?
Yes.
Based on what you've seen in this report, we can agree that this case should have been referred for further investigation, correct?
Yes.
Revealed that a Scott County infant in Indiana died yesterday from blunt force trauma, specifically from a closed head injury.
Again, that baby did die yesterday afternoon, and WHAS 11's Adam Walzer has been looking into this case and joins us now live from State Police Headquarters in Sellersburg, Indiana. Adam?
Gavin, who was born in Advent, didn't live long enough to see his first Christmas. His mother called. We have been told that another child who was handicapped lived in the home. No one was there when we stopped by today. A hanger from a social services agency was on the front door. We have been told that another child who was handicapped lived in the home. No one was there when we stopped by today. A hanger from a social services agency was on the front door.
Obviously, we want to try to find out who is responsible for it, and then obviously standing up for the 18-day-old child so he can have his justice.
Bright and early for their daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses.